There's a high school in Iowa. The high school's name is Des Moines Roosevelt High School. Their baseball team took a kneel during the national anthem during their game's national anthem, and a lot of people were pissed off with this team. Now, they were doing this in protest of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, so basically for police brutality. Now, I gotta give credit to this baseball team because they, I think what they did was right. And look, we have to understand that the United States of America, it claims to be about liberty and individual rights, and we're the freest country in the world. We're not. We live in a police state where our government violates our constitutional rights every day. And the issue of police brutality has finally sparked people to question their government and to question their authority. Now, we have had too many cases. We have had too many innocent people and their lives be destroyed. Now, Breonna Taylor, she was sleeping when she got killed. She was killed 8 times with a no-knock raid with cops in plain clothing. Now, if you're, I don't know who it was. I think it was her brother or her boyfriend or something like that. He heard these people coming in, and I mean, he pulled out his gun. Like, any logical person would have done the same thing he would have done. Now, Breonna Taylor is dead, and guess what? You want to know what the no-knock raid was about? It was for drugs. So the drug war killed Breonna Taylor, which amazes me. First off, the war on drugs is unconstitutional. So why the hell are we even doing raids like that? She died due to an unjust law. So that's crazy. George Floyd, I don't need to explain to you guys what happened to George Floyd, but this is the type of authoritarian, unjust system we have where you can literally die in your sleep over some damn drugs, folks. Now, people are mad and they're pissed off because of this protest, saying that they're disrespecting the flag, you know, the typical stuff. Go back to where you came from, yada, yada, yada. Now, I find it funny when these same people who use that logic, go back to where you came from. Imagine if the founders decided, hey, these people have a point. Maybe we should just move to a whole another country. And they did that. You know what we would have? The United States of Britain. So to all those people saying that, you're literally a redcoat. And these people, they think they're the patriots, when in reality they're just helping Big Daddy government do what it wants to do. Okay, we have to. Nationalists, they always choose government, always defend government. Real patriots would always question government. You think our founders were cop killers, tax evaders, and traitors? Now, I believe everybody has a First Amendment right. And these people, because this First Amendment right doesn't work in their favor, they're all pissed off and they want disciplinary action on these kids. Why is it that these people are much more mad at this baseball team for protesting an authoritarian government more than they are than police doing things to what they did to people like Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Walter Scott, because they really don't care. They care more about the image of America more than what we actually have. What we actually have right now is Big Daddy government telling us what we can and cannot do. Guys, they're locking people up for marijuana right now. Donald Trump just reauthorized the Patriot Act, which pretty much throws your Fourth Amendment rights right out the window. We're engaging in 7 illegal and offensive wars in countries that never even attacked us on 9/11. May I remind you, we're in Niger, Somalia. Why the hell are we in Niger and Somalia? I'll tell you why. Somalia happens to have some oil off the shores. So, but that's for another video. Our Second Amendment rights are straight out the window. You know how much gun restriction we have in certain states? We have stop and frisks going around in different states right now. Completely unconstitutional. Which, by the way, our president thinks that stop and frisk is okay. Which, I mean, come on. I find it sad that this is even like a debate. Like, this is even an issue. Like, the issue should be police brutality. The issue should be all this unconstitutionalism that's happening right now. But no, they don't care. I mean, look what they did to Khalif Browder, for instance. You guys know about Khalif Browder. He was 17 years old. He was a kid from the Bronx. He allegedly stole a backpack, which he was later acquitted for. But he stood in Rikers Island for 3 years. Rikers Island, where people are stabbed, the gangs run everything. They called Rikers Island Little Guantanamo because it was so bad. And then you have all the scandals with all the cops doing little games, seeing, you know, which inmate beats up who. You had cops smuggling in not only alcohol and cigarettes and drugs. You also had them sneaking in shanks. It's that poor kid went through all of that for 3 years, and guess what? 2 of those years were in solitary confinement. That's why he was so messed up when he got out, and that's why he killed himself. He hung an AC cord on his neck, and he went out the window. This is the type of system. Oh, and they didn't let him shower for weeks. He was starved. He was beaten up by the COs and the inmates. All because he was talking back. All because just of the horrible environment that we're put in. Well, that they're put in. His case was horrible, and the worst part is, his case is not unusual. But these are the type of people that we're trying to save from this criminal justice system that's going on. And you guys don't even care about that. You guys don't care about that. Every time somebody's killed, you guys want to bring up their record. You guys want to bring up, oh, well, if he was just listening, if you weren't breaking the law. You don't have to break the law to be stopped by the police. I can give you numerous cases where people did nothing and were still screwed by the police, by the government. Breonna Taylor, Khalif Browder, Walter Scott, Tamir Rice. I mean, I know people personally who's just been illegally searched. So this whole idea that all you have to do is just follow the law and nothing will happen, that's BS. Anybody who says that has not lived in a city or has not lived in reality. You got lucky. And just because it's not happening in your city or in your town doesn't mean it's not happening. But again, why? Why does it piss you off more that people are trying to fight for these rights and stand up for these rights, but you care more about what America looks like to the other world? This is not the greatest country in the world. We are not the freest country in the world. Hell, Pakistan has been rated to have more freedom than us. So please, just stop it. Just stop it with the romanticization of this country. You guys romanticize about a country that was never there. You guys always talk about the 50s. Oh, it was great economically in the 50s. Guess what? We had a recession in the 50s. 4 times. So you don't know what you're talking about. I think what these kids are doing are great. I hope everybody follows through with what they did. This shouldn't even be a debate, guys. Our Bill of Rights, our Constitution is going straight out the window. We got corporations. We got corrupt politicians. They're doing everything to go against the American people. Right now, we got people starving in the streets. Meanwhile, they're socializing corporations because they're lobbying Congress, because they can. This is not the freest country in the world anymore. And we can either pretend and keep using this 1950s romanticization, or we can finally say, you know what? We're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're not as free as we say we are. There's something going on in this country. Like I said, guys, we just really have to start doing better, okay? All the people that are more pissed off about this protest than what's going on in this country, you're trying to be part of the problem rather than the solution. You want people to think this is the greatest country in the world? Start acting like it. Let's start putting police accountable for what they do. Let's stop locking people up for marijuana. Let's stop spying on our people illegally. Then maybe we can talk about being the greatest country in the world.